Looks like mic is working, and you should be able to see the PowerPoint. Let me make sure we got the pinned link in Twitch. Let me get it into YouTube. Make sure I got chat up. Doing all the things. Man, having two two of these going at once is a little bit crazy for me, but I'm pretty proud of myself. I've been doing this. This is what, week 4 that we've been doing this dual stream. I think I'm doing pretty good. All right, let me make sure that in YouTube we have the link also. This takes forever. Oh my gosh, I feel like I need some kind of music to help me be patient waiting for the chat on YouTube. Anybody else that uses OBS and or Restream that can tell me a better way of getting YouTube chat, please let me know. All right, there we go. Okay, so that is good. That is good. All right, we are good, I think. I hope. Let me just check one more thing. Okay, 2 more things. So let me make sure that our whiteboard is connected and the pen is working. Yep, good. That was acting wonky yesterday. All right, so that's good. Okay, I think we really are good. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm gonna just wait a little bit, and well, we can actually, let's go ahead and just open the space, and then as people are able to come in, we will get started. All right, so let's get our starting statement. Oh, still beautiful. Still love it. All right, so we're going to open up our space so that we have good energy flow, and a really good safe space to have some good conversation. So here we go. Welcome to Vibrant Numerals. Welcome to my sacred temple opportunity space. Welcome to healing with laughter, joy, peace, contemplation, and discomfort. Welcome to Vibrant Numerals. Yay! Love that. All right, so let's actually start. Um, yeah, we could start here. Um, so today's word is home, and we should have, I'm pretty sure I got both working in both Twitch and in YouTube. You should have a pinned comment that has the link tree link that will have the form if you would like to add in for our lyric wheel. Oh, and that's what I didn't check. I didn't make sure our lyric wheel was open. Let me go do that right now. So because we definitely need our lyric wheel. Um, there we go. Make sure it's full screen. Okay, cool. All right, so that's ready to go. So yeah, so there is the link pinned in both Twitch and in YouTube where you can go and add any of your songs, any lyrics that either use the word home or titled home, or just give you the feeling or help you define what home is for you. And we will get to those at the end, where we will use them to get some more information. Okay, so I'm going to get a drink of water and then we will dive in to look at home. Okay, so let's go over to our whiteboard to get started. And let's just start how we usually do by looking at our word broken down with all of its letters. So we are using our little code book, which is English, and A equals 1 all the way to Z, which equals 26. And let's look at home. So home, we have our 4 letters here. And for home, H is 8, O is 15, M is 13, and E is 5. When this is added together, we get 41, 41, 5. Okay, so let's look at, let's start, I guess, let's start here, where we do have the 1 here in 41, which is new energy. Like, so a home is open and inviting to new energy, whether that's new people, new ways of thinking or doing things. Also, being flexible enough to allow something new to change your mind is definitely this energy here. And this is kind of feeling like new as in like diversity is the word that's coming up. Like there's um, all these different parts and pieces um, that are coming together in a way um, that is making all of this more stable because 4 here is stability. So that's interesting because when you think about what home is, the stability part makes sense. Um, yeah, this word diversity just keeps coming up though, where I guess it's just a wide range of perspectives. Diversity as in what each person is bringing into the home is allowing for diversity. Oh, hi, Josh. Thanks for being here. It's good to see you. Just getting started. Welcome in. Did you get your songs into the lyric wheel? That's the one thing I forgot to check. So I just started looking at this word home. Okay, great. Good. Good, good, good. I figured you did, but wanted to check. Um, so looking at this word home, it is adding up to this 41. And what I was just thinking about and speaking about is that this word diversity keeps coming up with this energy of new. So, this one being here of being flexible enough to allow new in. And so it's like yeah, like a diversity of perspectives and thought, which is interesting because, yes, the 4 of stability makes sense. Where when you think of home and what home is, um, it makes sense that it would be stable or it be a foundation of things because that's also 4. But I'm finding it interesting that this diversity keeps coming up with this new. Like it's important to have this diversity, these different perspectives, these different ways of thinking, to have that stability. When I usually would think of like if home is where your family is, or as they say, your heart is, that it would be more of the same. Trying to think of another way of putting it, where it's like we are automatically drawn to energy that's like us. So even what's happening over here in these vibrations, where if we write this as one long vibration, so 8 1 5 1 3 5, we have um, multiple portals here that are happening. So we have these fives right here that are wanting to be near each other and are creating a portal. We also have these ones right here that want to be near each other and are creating a portal. Um, and so I show that just to be thinking like that's probably why it feels like home would be the same energy or similar energy, wanting to be near each other, wanting to be close to each other because of this portal energy here. But when we're looking at the actual vibrations and the breakdown of the vibrations, it is seeming like we actually would have a more stable home if there was more diversity there. The other thing I can think of, though, is that thinking of this diversity, it makes me think of when we've talked about mirrors and how every relationship that we have is a mirror for us to look in to be able to gain the lessons we're supposed to get. And so, if what we see in the reflection of others about ourselves is more of the same, then are we really going to learn? Probably not. Hmm. So that's interesting. Um, Something else that I saw while playing around with these vibrations. Let me move this up a little bit. Okay, so something else I saw was we have this 35 right here. That this can go to 3 plus 5, which goes to 8. And then we have the 8 over here. So we actually do have another portal here, but it's a little bit weaker than the others. But the others may be making this stronger. So let's actually look at what is being amplified through these portals. So if having these portals is giving the energy, the vibrations, this feeling of being close to um, other vibrations or people that you know or that are familiar to you, then let's see what that feeling is actually amplifying. And so when we look at this 5 portal here, so I'm just going to rewrite these where? We'll rewrite them over here. So we have 5, 1, 3, 5. And so for this portal, um, what's coming through is this 13. So this feeling of transformation, because 13 is transformation, it is like the biggest change that can be made. And so that's interesting that the fives here, that looks so bad. Let me, sorry. I just looked at what I wrote and like, that looks like doo-doo garbage. Let me rewrite it. Sorry. Okay, so 13 is transformation. Hey, cousin B. It's good to see you. Thanks for being here. Yes. Late night for sure. Uh, and let's see. So this 13 of transformation is like the biggest change that can be made. The biggest change. And we have this coming from um, these fives of change. So, oh my gosh. Trying to find colors. Where we have both of these fives here that are change, where we make a change and we can go back. So this is like, it could be like trial and error. We also have change happening here at the very end, where the whole purpose of home is to bring about some kind of change. But in this first portal, the changes that are being made are bringing forth this transformation, which is a change that can't be made. So I guess we have the potential to make our biggest changes and transformations in the areas and the spaces that we would call home. And I guess that would make sense because those spaces are where we would have um, the relationships with the people that would probably teach us the most. I'll say it that way because we already looked at family. But then let's look at, oh, but see now, okay, so now I'm seeing why we needed to look at these portals because then our next portal, I'm running out of room so quick because I write so big, but that's okay. Um, oh, Cousin B, the form is open on the link tree. If you have any songs you want to include that have the word home, use the word home, or are a good descriptor of how you would define home. Okay, so we also have this one portal where it's 151. And so these ones want to be near each other. Thanks, Josh. Thanks, Josh. I'm gonna start saying that. My words, my writing isn't big, it's vibrant. Oh, that's funny. So we have these ones vibration. So again, with this energy of something new. And this, man, this word diversity is so loud tonight. But this is so it's whatever new thoughts, new ideas, new ways of doing things, that could be the change that we're seeing that leads then to transformation. But it is this new energy that's coming in and is amplifying again with this five of change. So we have the ones here that are amplifying this vibration of change, but then this change vibrations are amplifying this vibration of transformation. So it does very much feel like stair steps. So it's kind of like do, 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 do. It's kind of like new energy comes in. So something comes in and um it's showing you something new. It's having you make some kind of change, um, which is like taking the first step. So you get to this change. So whatever this new is that's coming into the space, um, and however it's coming in, it's prompting this change of the way you're thinking. You know, what just came to mind is how people change when, and not everybody, but the most of the stories I've heard that people change in some way when they have children. That this new addition to the home is now changing your perspective. It's changing the way you think. Um, And your behaviors and your schedule, especially your sleep schedule, whew, don't miss those days. Um, so that would be an example of new energy coming into the space and then creating the change. And then with this change, now it's giving you the energy that you need to be able to get to a transformation. So new energy comes in, changes your thoughts, the way you see the world. Um, and this helps in transforming who you are. So it's helping you to go from the caterpillar to the butterfly. Um, but we have to keep remembering that this is, even though I'm drawing it as upward, this could be downward also. um, because this new information could come in and it could like pop your bubble on like who you thought you had in your home. So we've seen that a lot in the last few years as well, where all of a sudden new information comes in and you are realizing that your parents or your partner or your friends or other family members are not who you thought they were. That you thought that you were in agreement with how you thought and the way that you were seeing the world and moving through the world, and you're realizing it's not. So, um, just even though I'm drawing this upward, know that it is bi-directional. I don't know if that's a word, but it sounds good and it makes me sound smart, so I'm going to keep using it. Um, so we have the new energy come in that allows us to make these changes, and the changes then get us to the transformation. And then because we've made this transformation, it now allows more new energy to come in because it's almost like it widens your perspective of the world. And so now you're able to see more, and that would change how you think and how you behave and how you move through the world. So it's allowing even more new information to come in as your mind and your perspective are widening. And I think this is the one in 41, because then this new energy is then what helps to bring the stability of the four and gets to that last change. But I think we have to have change here at the top because it needs to be flexible. It cannot be a transformation, because a transformation means it doesn't change. Like you can't go back from a transformation. Once a transformation is made, that's where you are. Um, but with a change, you can be more flexible. So it's kind of like, all right, we need to be flexible as the home changes and as our definition of home changes. Because with each new member coming and going, or moving, I don't know, there could be all kinds of things that would change your definition of home. And so it needs to be flexible to allow for those changes as well. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. I didn't think this little word had this much vibrational punch, but here we go. So then, the last portal that discovered here, and this will probably add to our little staircase over there, is where we have this 35 that's going to an 8. So how am I going to draw this? I think I'm going to do 8, and then it's 1, 5, 1, and then we'll just put it like this so we can have our order of operations. I can't even believe I remembered that. Um, so we have this 35 um, being able to get us to this 8 vibration. Oh, that's great, Josh. I'm glad. I'm glad he really liked it. It was actually very powerful and very interesting. I was glad that he was able to make it. Oh, that's very cool. Thanks for letting me know. That's exciting. I love it when those messages resonate that way because they're meant to be able to be things that you can be connected to so you can be intentional in using that energy. Very cool. Thank you. Oh, but what we have here is we have a double portal thing happening where we have these 8s are generating a portal because they want to be near each other. But what it's these 8s are amplifying, and this might be why it didn't need to be as strong as the others, is because it's amplifying our 151 portal that we have over here, where now this is amplified. I'm not going to draw it again. I'm just going, you know what I'm talking about over here. That it's amplifying this other portal that's happening. So it's making this change even stronger and even louder. But also writing this way actually made me realize that this 151 is also the numeric vibration of the word revolution. Revolution. So that's interesting that within this vibration of home is where the energy of revolution could come from. And I guess that makes sense because when you are in the mindset and in a place of taking action in a revolutionary way, a lot of the times it is to change something about your home or who's in your home. It's that like personal connection that you have that makes you have the drive for revolution. Um, Looking at something real quick here because we have this RE here. Where so within the word revolution is embedded the phrase I am. So here's where the individual is. We're finding the individual within this home, but it's pretty buried in here. It's not at the forefront. It's not um, the the most loud vibration. Like the most loud vibration is this vibration of change, because transformation would be considered a change as well. Um, so your home really is meant to be like a safe place for you to change, and to change in a way where you can stand up for what you believe in a revolutionary way. Hmm, interesting. Let me see if I see anything else here. No? Okay. I think we are ready to look at um, an online definition and um, etymology, where this word comes from. Oh, let me look and just see real quick where. Uh, Look, I made it the same color. You see the color I made, revolution? And then I was thinking that that's actually where it goes. It goes in here. That it's this new space here is where those revolutionary thoughts and actions can come from. There is something else brewing. All right. Well, I'll wait for it to tell me. Because right now I don't know what it's talking about. But we'll see. There's something with the something in the astrology that is wanting to speak, but it's not very clear yet. So um to let's go to our browser. Oh my gosh, where is it? Too many things open. Trying to be too fancy. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right, so we're gonna look at definition of home. Okay, and so we're getting, yeah, pretty common definition. So, the definition says that home means a place where a person lives, a feeling of safety and comfort, or the place where something starts. Oh, I didn't think about that. Oh yeah, because like in all of our board games and stuff, you start at home or you're trying to get home. What are the board games that you either start at home or you're getting home? But even like in our sports like baseball, you are starting at home plate and then trying to get back to home plate. That's interesting. I didn't even think about that part of the definition. Or the place where something starts. Hmm. Okay. So let me grab this definition and we'll look at it a little bit more with what we already have on our whiteboard. That's interesting. Okay. So that would make sense too. Um, where that new energy is coming from. So let's go real quick back over to our whiteboard. Clickety click click. Oh my clicking. Okay. Whoa, why do you have to be that big? This is fine. You do not have to take up the whole screen. Thank you very much. I'll make you a little bit bigger. Um, so we do have that 4 in here. Um, so safety or security is also associated with the energy of 4. So we have that 4 in the 41. Um, and then I think this place where something starts, this is really representing all that 1 energy. So there's our 41. That brings us to the 5 of change. I'm going to put over here in the corner just to remind us that, oh, here, I can put it right here. Home um, is the vibration of 41 going to 5. Okay. So as we're looking at this, we can remember. So safety is really 4. And 1 is coming from this place where something starts. And that would make sense also with this native country, because that's where you were born, or you, yeah, where you're from, where you're native to. Um, but then we also have family here, which that was an interesting conversation. Yeah, that's a good one. We'll look at that. Yeah, for sure. We'll look at that one in just a second. But we have family here, which is 66, and comfort is like the key word for 6. So this is where we would feel like that vibration or that energy of family would be in this place that we call home. Let's look at origin because that's a good one. What is origin? Do. Okay, so origin. So already one thing that I see is that we do have this IN. It's here at the end. But this is 23, which is the numerical vibration of I am. So that's interesting. It is related to you as an individual. Origin, Origin. Hmm. Okay, so origin, let me look at, so let me see. Um, there's too many things talking it right now. Sorry. So then I'm not talking. So origin, there's a couple of things happening here. Um, so this OR is resonating at 33, which is the same as name that we saw last week. And then we have this IN that's resonating as 23, which is I am. Oh, hi, Judy. Good to see you. I'm glad you could make it. Thank you for being here. And so what is this I? G is 16, but that doesn't necessarily feel like super important. Um, It's these two things where it's your name at the front and then hidden behind the name is I am, like your actual identity. So origin is this vibration of um, leading with your name. And then within here, you do have it attached to your identity. And origin adds up to 72, which is a 9. But also 72 is um, that numeric vibration of the name hip hop. Okay. Yeah. I wonder what if we did home. Ah, so if we do home, which is that 41, so home plus origin. So when these two are together, it's 41 plus our 72, which gives us 113, which goes to 5. So when we have your origin um, attached strongly to where you consider home, which I think it's kind of automatic that you associate at least parts of your origin as associated with your home or where you would consider to be home, um, is still going to get you to this 5 space. It also, so this 5 of change, but it also has this um, transformation energy in here, just like home. And it has this new energy in here, just like home. Hmm, that was a good one. That's interesting. And origin has this vibration because we haven't seen this vibration of 2 yet. So origin has this 2 here where it is, yeah, I'm on YouTube, um, where this is ending the division. So it has this vibration of ending divisions embedded in here also. Very interesting. Oh, I don't know why you didn't get notifications. Something is definitely happening because I haven't been getting any of my usual notifications. I only have seen when people are online when I am bored at work. Which this week has been so busy that hasn't happened as much as it usually does. Okay, so origin was a good word. You know what, and this how like kind of brought up also um this um um, so a place where a person lives. I have had many a discussion between the difference between house and home. And usually, let me think. I think maybe every time I've had that discussion where it's house versus home, it's been a discussion of the use of the word homeless, where people that do not have a house are not necessarily homeless, and they don't always feel homeless. So that's interesting. Oh, hi, Judy over on YouTube. Oh, hi, LTFM. Thanks for being here. It's good to see you. You definitely need to get your songs and lyrics related to the word home. If you go to that Linktree link, it should be the very first thing in there where you can fill out that form and put in any of your songs or lyrics that have the word home, um, or relate to your definition of home. So, um, yeah, this house versus home, where if you do not have a house, does that mean you do not have a home? And should we be using the term houseless instead of homeless? Because also, if you're choosing not to be in a stationary place, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're without a home either. So that's an interesting thing to think about. Let me just see real quick what the vibration is of the word house. Okay, so let's see. 8 plus 15 plus 21 plus 19 plus 5. Oh, it gets even more interesting. But are we surprised? So house is 68. When we add up the 6 and the 8, we get 14, which is the mirror image. We're talking about that word diversity and how we learn our lessons. It's the mirror image of this vibration of home, which is 41. So they're both 5, but they're the mirror images of each other. Mm. So LT over on YouTube, on um, Twitch, Josh said, this is a good point. I just recently heard someone talk about how pitiful is deemed a negative term, but to be full of pity should be a positive thing. Yeah, that's a good point. So this brings us back to really needing to be very intentional about the words that we use and how we're defining those words. And so the vibrations right here are showing us that the use of the word house instead of or in replacement of home is a mirror image of what home actually is. And so then this part of the definition of home that we looked up, where it says a place where a person lives, that can be a house, but it's not necessarily a house. It's just where you're living, it's where you are. And it could be wherever you are at any present moment. I was thinking about that, Judy. So LTFM over on Twitch, Judy said that okay, this is creepy because I'm 41, so Judy's life path number is 41, and Brandon is 14. Her husband is 14. Yeah, creepy, huh? You should have known that was gonna happen. But this is it does bring up those ideas and the thinking again of when we came over here and were drawing this, that we weren't getting to that full vibration of what home actually is until this step up here. So here is where the vibration of home is. So you have to have this new energy, this new something new come into your space, come into your life, that then changes you in some way. And this change is enough to bring on a transformation. And then that's when you're actually getting more to this vibration of home, because now this new energy from the vibration of home can come in and build this stability and bring this ultimate change. So, the example that I gave earlier was that if there is a new child that has been born or has come into the home and has been added to the home, that child changes you. It changes the way you think and your perspective and the way you see the world. It could change the way you behave in positive and or negative ways. But all of that change that new energy has brought brings on a transformation, a change that you cannot come back from. But the energy and the vibration of home is meant to be flexible enough where it can keep changing. New energy can keep coming in. So, new thoughts, ideas, perspectives can keep coming in, and change can keep happening. Hmm, okay. So, let's actually look at um the origins of the word home. I'm curious. Okay, I was curious. And I shouldn't have been. But because usually that means we are going to dive in even deeper. So I actually did look at what the vibration was of the word less. So houseless versus homeless. And less is 12 plus 5 plus 19 plus 19, which equals 55. So there's all of that change and that karmic change again. Um, and so then if we take this 5 vibration and we add it to either one of these, so homeless still gets you a vibration of 555. Yeah, it is more change. But also, if you add this to houseless, you're still getting to this vibration of 555. Now, let me actually add these up and see what those are. Um, Weird. So when we take um 68 for house, so let's do this. House less is 68 plus 55. We get 1, 2, 3, which gives us a 6. And then if we do 55 plus 41, so homeless, we get 41 plus 55, which gives us 96, which also goes to 15 and then 6. So both of them are getting us to this 6 again. And where did I put it? Oh, here. Where, remember a couple weeks ago when we were looking at the word family, family is 66, and also comfort is the vibration of 6. So both of them can get to a place of comfort, but you have to go through change. And that comfort can be uncomfortable because those vibrations are neutral. So it's both comfortable and uncomfortable. The biggest difference I see, though, is this 15, where 15 is that vibration of having a choice between bondage and freedom. So you're getting to choose between bondage and freedom. And that's interesting being here on this homeless side because that means that you are actually choosing um, to be free or to be in bondage based on your definition of home. Whereas on this other side, houseless, you don't have a house, but it's still invoking the same um, changes, just in a different way, and it's getting you to a different kind of comfort or the same comfort, just in a different way. Hmm. That's interesting. I do at the conclusion of all of those conversations I had versus where it's looking at houseless versus homeless, um, I have come to the conclusion for myself that I will work really hard to change my vocabulary and use houseless instead of homeless. Um, because if home is where your heart is, I don't want anybody to be homeless. Oh, that's a good point, Judy. So, LT over on YouTube, Judy said on Twitch. So, is it home or homeless can be more of a spiritual aspect and house is more physical? Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Where house definitely is, it's the physical, it's the place where you live. But home is more of that mental, emotional, spiritual. For sure. That's a very good point. Also, Josh says, house is just a TV show. Yeah, home is where the heart is. Absolutely. Home is definitely where the heart is. Um, and House is a very good show. I like that show. Um, so yeah, I am working really hard to use the term houseless instead of homeless. And when you really think about it in that way, um there's a lot of us that are um houseless because we live in apartments, we live in condos, we live, outside of what would be a traditional house. So that's interesting to think about too, because then when you start defining house um, versus home, now we're getting down to the nitty gritty of what we're actually intending. Yeah. So let's actually go look at the origins of the word home, and we can look also at the origin of the word house while we're there. Oh, I have to bring you with me. There we go. Okay, so let's see. Origins of word home. Okay, so the origins of the word home comes from an Old English heim, which meant a dwelling place, a house, estate, or village. This traces back to the Proto-Germanic Himaz, which means residence or village, and the even older Proto-Indo-European root, I don't know what that says, to settle, dwell, or be home. Okay, so it's coming from this origin that would seem to be similar as house origins, but let's look. Um, Origins of the word house. Oh, I expected this to be the same, but it is not. So house, um, the English word house comes from the Old English word hus, meaning a dwelling or shelter. It traces back to the Proto-Germanic Husan, which may share a root with the verb to hide as a place of concealment or safety. So that's definitely physical. Huh. Okay. So they don't even come, wow, they have interesting, they both come from Old English, but this Old English for house is the physical dwelling space. So a dwelling or shelter. Whereas this word home, um, it does have dwelling place, house, estate, or village. So let's look. Let's see if it gives us any more. What do you think? What else could we look to see how this word home is different? Are there other languages that have multiple words for what we would consider home. Kind of like how we were talking about like family and like the word love that had other languages had many different types of love in their language. Huh. So all of these really are speaking about the physical place. So I wonder where we started getting our um, current definitions of like home is where the heart is. You don't say home is where I dwell. Home is where I dwell. I might start saying that just because it makes me giggle, but you don't say that. So that's interesting. Let's actually, yeah, you know what? Let's actually look at the origins of the word dwelling. And see, this has a completely different. So the word dwelling comes from the Old English verb dwellen, which dramatically shifted from meaning to lead astray or deceive. So it originally meant to lead astray or deceive. So what the so our dwelling originally was to lead astray or to deceive. Yeah, no, I don't want that associated with my home. So it shifted from meaning to lead astray or deceive into Middle English dwellin, to delay or linger, before adopting the Scandinavian sense of to abide or stay, and finally becoming a noun for a home by the mid 1300s. That's crazy because this is similar to like family, where originally this word dwelling that is being associated with the word home meant to lead astray or deceive. And then it meant to delay or linger, which is also not very positive. How do you go from to lead astray or deceive or to delay or linger to abide or stay? How do we make that shift? That's so interesting and kind of disturbing. So no, and that dwelling or to dwell is in the definition both of house and of home. Yeah, that's true, Judy. It is probably just because people crazy. And English is dumb. English is dumb. Like, just can we like have like a new word? Like, why couldn't we have a new word to just, oh, we have discovered this new vibration. There's this new thing, and this is the original thing. We're not gonna tie it to any of this old crap. That's so interesting. Yes, Josh, say more. So, LTE and anyone else over on YouTube, Josh said on TikTok that this makes sense biblically. And I agree with you, Josh, but can you say more for us while I go over to our whiteboard? And I'm curious to just look at the word dwell and dwelling since this rabbit hole adventure has taken us there. So let's look at dwell. Dwell. Oh my gosh, hold on. Something happened with my pen. It decided to turn off. It probably just needs to be charged. Give me a minute. Okay, we got back on. All right, cool. Um, yeah, the side quest, right, Judy? All the side quests. So let's look at dwell, and then we'll look at dwelling and to dwell. Because I think those are important as well. So the first thing that I'm seeing that is interesting is we have we in here. And we've been talking about, or I have in videos and on lives been talking about how this word we is coming up quite a bit in the vibrations and needing to really look at it and pay attention to it. Um, but also it has the W in here, which again is that 23 of I am. So dwell even has this embedded part of your identity, part of who you are within this. Ew, I don't want to be led astray who I am. So let's see. So DWELL. So dwell, this whole word here is 56, which is one of our 11 to 2 vibrations. So that's probably why it does feel very divisive, like there's a split between really even just its origins and how we use it. But 56 is also the numeric vibration of the word light in English, also the word healing. And there's one more. Let me just check. Make sure I'm thinking of the right one that needs to be on here. Yeah. Flow. So like when we say action in flow, all of those are 56. And all of those there could be very different definitions of light, healing, and flow. But then if we add the word to on here, now we are getting to light, to healing, to flow. Interesting. So let's look at to dwell. All right, before I do that, I got to get over to Twitch for Josh's response. Thank you for that, Josh. So anybody on YouTube, over on Twitch, Josh says, you're describing all that just made me think of, oh, the fall of man. We have been led astray from our original home into a home that maybe looks comforting, but is made up or made to do the opposite for you. Yes. Yes. And I wanted to see if we were thinking the same thing. But yeah, that's what I was thinking too, where um it is giving us the illusion of comfort. And remember that we started this whole series of looking at um the vibrations of these words because of Neptune retrograding. And Neptune is the planet of illusion. And what we are seeing, we're what, in week 4? And I think every single week we have seen where this illusion has been placed within our language, the use of language and how we are defining different words that are really highly impacting our lives. So, absolutely, absolutely. And we are in a time right now where it is necessary to um, come into awareness so that we can strip away these illusions. Because we don't want to be in the tower of illusion. So if all of these illusions have been built up to be this big, huge tower that we think is super strong, but then here comes Neptune energy and it is stripping away the illusions of what we thought we knew, of what we thought was strong, what we thought was a foundation of ours. And we are left in the rubble. That is the tower falling. So I do think that this series and really digging into what just looking at one word at a time is helping us to be aware of the illusions that are around us. And that reminds me, or actually, it actually brought some clarity on what else is happening astrologically around this. So we started this series July 9th. So it was July 7th when Neptune went into retrograde, in Aries. And just this week, actually a couple days ago, I believe it was on the 26th, um, July 26th, question mark. Saturn went into retrograde, also in Aries. So while Neptune is the planet of illusion and dreams. And remember that this is a neutral vibration. So, yes, the energy of Neptune can be used to build up and create the illusion, but it can also be used to tear down the illusion or to pull the curtain away from what is being hidden by that illusion. So it can destroy the illusion as well. And that's why we started this series of really looking at these words to be able to tear down these illusions. But now with Saturn, Saturn is the vibration of structure and responsibility. And it's the planet of karma. So now, while Neptune is tearing down these illusions, pulling the curtain away from the illusions that we have been thinking are stable and strong, um, Saturn is both helping in tearing down the structures that were based off of those illusions, but also helping us to build new ones. But within building these new foundations, out of the rubble of the illusions that are being torn down, we have to do that with responsibility and remembering the history, remembering how we got to the point where those illusions were ruling our lives, and the life and reality that those illusions created for us. Because if we're not careful, if we do not remember that karma, if we don't remember that history, it will repeat itself. And we'll just build up another tower of illusions that will fall down again. We'll just call it by a different name. So instead of calling it dwelling, we'll call it house, or we'll call it home. Ew. Let's not do that, please and thank you. So thank you for that, Josh. That was, yeah, very, very good addition. And it helped bring out that astrology that was needed. Um, so back over here to dwell is 91, and 91 is the numerical vibration of the word mirror. So we just saw with, oh my gosh, with house being, here, we'll write it again here, where house is that 68 to 14, and home is 41, where there is this mirror. There are the mirror images again. So here's that vibration of the mirror. Um, but if we look at the origins of this word to dwell, or dwelling, it it is it's like walking into a house of mirrors. It's building up the illusions. Mm, wow. So having both house and home come from the origins of this word dwelling, or to dwell, is how we got to the illusion of what home actually is. Where we think home is one thing, we're defining it one way and using that word in one way. Um, when in actuality, it comes from origins and a definition that does not align with how we are defining home. And I wanted to just say that when we are choosing the words that we're using, the way to be able to be intentional with that energy and that vibration is to know why you're choosing those words. That's where the intentionality is. It's taking the moment to make sure that you are using the correct word and the correct definition. So you're putting the vibration that you mean to put out into the world, and not something different. And not something, not a vibration that we don't understand. Wow. Well, okay. That's so interesting. All right. Are we ready for our lyric wheel. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we should bring in. Um, I don't think so. There might be something. Do one of you have something else that we should look at before we look at the wheel? Oh, I know something we could look at too. I'll wait to see what you guys say though. Um, I'm going to grab my numerology book and just see what comes up for the vibration of 41. So let me see. Let me see if I have our little image. Okay, so we're gonna get to the lyric wheel then. Um, I do want to, if I have it up, so it won't take us long, we'll look at this, but I don't think I do. No. Okay. So, in the tarot, there is 41 is the vibration of the card Ace of Cups, and it's associated with love, abundance, fertility, and change. So the word change is here. Um, and it says creative forces are at work here, producing not only material goods but relationships as well. The love of your life may appear, or existing ties may be deepened. The birth of children brings happiness and reinforces your belief in the goodness of life. Conditions are changing. New opportunities will alter many habits and situations. Well, that tracks. Guess that's why we didn't need to look at it deeper because it's just more of the same. All right, let me go grab our here first. Let me put up our lyric wheel. There we go. And I will go grab all of our entries to include here. Okay, got one anonymous. All right, so let me grab this. I'm gonna download this. And get this. Oh my gosh. Everything is moving slower today. Oh, like my Wi-Fi yesterday. Oh, that was like torture. All right, so let's grab this. All right, so coming over to our lyric wheel that looks very sad right now, but we're going to fill it up. There we go. And we'll load in our submissions. Ooh, we've got 7. Well, I mean it's nice, but I put 3 in here because they kept coming into my head, and I was like, okay, fine, I will add you. But 7, okay, I think that might be the most we've had. Here we go. Let's spin our wheel. Spinning our lyric wheel. Oh, wait, we didn't change this. This is 4 and home. Okay, there we go. Better. Um, oh, and of course, one that I picked came up. So I don't know if we need to break this all down, but I put in Lil Wayne's phone home because I just thought it was interesting to think about, is it possible for home to not even be on planet? Can can home be off planet? Because when we think about like ET and um any kind of extraterrestrials, aliens, we always are thinking about like, oh, get the mothership and phone home. And that's literally what he's saying in this song, that he's a Martian and he's an alien. This was from Carter 3. Um, and it made me think about, can home just be in your mind? So could you be very much at home regardless of where you are? Um, because it's really just in your mind or in your heart. Oh yeah. Yeah, it did. That's funny. Okay, let's spin again. Let's spin again. Here we go. Got 6 more in here. Oh. Okay, so we have Edward Sharp and the Magnetic Zeros, Home Up from Below. Is this one? Because I took the names out because one of them was anonymous. Is this one yours, Josh? Let me grab it. Let me grab it. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. This is interesting. I was wondering what kind of songs we would get um this week. Cause I it was so funny because I have Little Wayne in there, but then I also have like a Disney song in there. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna throw this in there. All right. So, let me see. Bring this over. Oh no, this is our anonymous one. Okay. Okay. I don't know that I've heard this song. Good choice. I like Anonymous. Interesting. Okay. So, okay, Josh, you like this song. So, is the title of this song um Home Up from Below? That is so interesting. Ooh, I'm gonna have to listen to it after this. I probably have heard it and just don't know that that's what I was listening to. But let's look at this title along with what we've been talking about. So, home up from below. This already is an interesting title, vibrationally. So, let me move this up. See how this can add to our conversation. And so, let's look at some of these words, the breakdown of them. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure I probably have heard it then. I hear lots of songs that I'm not sure. I don't remember um the names of them, but I'll listen to it after this. Nice. Okay. So we have below is 57, and then we have from, which is 52. And this is interesting because we talk about, and we've said it a couple of times in here, that oh, home is where the heart is. Well, 52 is the word heart. And then 57 is the word moon, and your moon is associated with your heart and emotions. So this is like giving this double dose vibration of the heart. So home coming up from this space of the heart. So that's so interesting. And then if we add these together, so from below, 52 plus 57 gives us 109. And we've been talking about this 19, um, where this 19 is coming in and coming up a lot, where it's um, an ending of a cycle with this beginning or this whatever's new. And because we have this vibration of zero in between, where this is God or the universe, it's basically saying that the universe or God doesn't want us to focus on the end, but focus on the new. Focus on what's coming in new. And this again is reminding me of that new energy that was associated with that word diversity. Huh, interesting. So then let's look at the rest of this. So the whole thing, home up from the heart. So we have home is 41. And then so home up. So home 41 plus up UNP plus this 109 gives us 187. Oh, oh my gosh. Thank you for letting me know. I'm sorry I didn't notice that sooner. Thank you, Josh. But yes, okay, so here's the whole breakdown. Everything I was talking about, it is late. But we have that double dose of heart between 52 of heart and 57 of moon that is associated with the heart and the emotions. That gives us this 109 where it's not worrying about or being focused on the end, but being focused on what's new, what is new that's coming in. So home up from below is home, a home space, a feeling of home coming from a place where we're not worried about what's ending, but what is beginning. Mm, very, very interesting. And now you can actually see it. So that's even better. But all of this together, this all goes to 187. And 187 um, has this vibration of 87, which is truth, with 100, where 100 could be personal, it could also be towards. So this 187, so home up from below could be towards truth, but also it could be personal truth. And so how we talked about how the vibration of the word home, just the way the letters were coming together, um, it really was trying to bring in that new energy so we can get to a place of change and transformation. And that hopefully would get us to a place of really, truly standing strong in and understanding our personal truths. Because remember that we've talked about it many a time where when we are thinking about truth, you can only move towards um, truth and seeing more of the truth by accepting more of the different perspectives. Perspective. Because it's only with all of these multiple perspectives that you're able to actually see and experience the entire truth, not just the truth from your own perspective. And that also takes us back to this word diversity. So, by having diversity, by having these different, multiple perspectives, we are now able to get to the truth, which is what is home? Who belongs there and why? And what is the change that home actually is invoking in us? Ooh, good one. Thank you, Anonymous. I thought about making my anonymous, but I figured I'd probably tell on myself, so I didn't. Oh, I don't know. Did you make a shirt about perspective? Judy should know. Very cool. Okay. Um, he won't buy it for himself. What the heck? That's crazy work. All right, I'm gonna go back to the lyric wheel and I'm gonna try and remember to put it away. But let's just spin one more time. I'm just curious. Oh, oh my gosh, that's great. That'd be a good shirt. Why the heck didn't he do that? Why isn't he yet sharing it? Simon and Garfunkel, Homeward Bound. Oh, because he's slagging. From your perspective, Judy. That's what it is, huh? Oh, goodness. All right, let me grab this. and turn the wheel off so we can actually look at this. And this one I think is yours, Josh, if I'm remembering correctly. So if it is, um, let us know why you included it. I'm really excited actually to have all of these, all of the different songs that we choose be put together in one big, huge lyric wheel. Oh, it's because it's an ugly truth. Got it. Well, well, I don't know what else I can say about that. All right. I know you're trying to head out the door, Josh, so um no rush. I'm gonna get back over to the whiteboard and turn off the lyric wheel so we can get this up here. Um, and what I will also do, oh my gosh, why, why, why? That's my only question. Why? Oh, I can go look. Let me go look. I'll go look. I'll go look. Um, because I should have that in the sheet. It may not have gotten in here because I was trying to make sure. Oh yeah, here. I got it. Let me see if I can grab this. Of course, it probably cut it off though. Oh no, I think I got it all. Let me grab this and I'll come back over to the whiteboard and put it here. All right, so what? Uh, it says submitted by Simon and Garfunkel. That's funny. What Josh put is, let's see, make sure. There we go. I'll make it a little bigger. Okay, that's good. What? What is all this? That's from that form. There we go. It's a great reminder that with all the chaos that surrounds us in everyday life, there's always some place, whether it's mentally, physically, or spiritually, that we can go that accepts us and brings us some sort of peace and comfort. Oh, yes. I'm glad I went and grabbed that. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Because that is how you think of home and you perceive home as like this is your safe space. Um, this is where you are accepted and where you're seen. I love that. Oh, that's beautiful. So let's look at, should we include parsley? Well, I think parsley is parsley the actual name, like the name of the song, and Homeward Bound is the album, or is it all one? Because I think it's the oh, it's the other way around. That Parsley, Sage, Rosemary, and Thyme is the album. Okay, and Homeward Bound is the song title. Okay, I knew it was a split there. And I didn't want to assume it was the Homeward Bound. So let's just look at Homeward Bound, and then I think that's what we'll be done with. We'll end with this. Ew, but not that big. Here we go. So, home, word, bound. Oh, okay. Thanks you for confirming, Josh. So homeward bound, we have the word home already in here. And then we need to, let's look at ward, which also is a very interesting word to have associated with home. Ward, because isn't that like is it like a, not like a servant, but it's like someone that doesn't have a home or that you've taken in? Hmm, that's interesting to think about, but we're not going to go down that rabbit hole because Josh got to get to work and I need to pretend to go to bed. Pretend because I don't sleep. So we have home is 41, and then ward is 46. Oh, that's interesting. And so 41 plus 46 is 87, which is truth. And that's what we already had over here, where we had in the last song we looked at, where home up from below is 187. So there's something about 87. And it is truth, but the other thing that is coming up that I'm thinking about is that um 87 is also the numerical vibration of that word nothing. And I don't remember if it was last week or when, but we talked about how in the Kabbalah, um, we started, like the origin story is that you started with nothing, you got to another layer of nothing, nothing, and then the world was created. And so, yeah, it was last week with name that this pure, the most pure vibration can't have a name because it can't be diluted. And so we use the term nothing. To signify it, and that that name would be so powerful that we cannot include it. So wow, interesting that that's coming up again. And then we have the word bound here. So we've already talked about having that choice between um, bondage and freedom. Oh, wow. Bound is 56 again, which is the same as the word dwell, and light and healing and flow. So we've already looked at that too. Okay, so anybody over on YouTube, Josh said on Twitch, home where my thoughts escaping, home where my muscles playing, home where my love lies waiting silently for me. Those are the lyrics for this song, Homeward Bound, that stood out most to Josh. Thank you for including that, Josh. So, wow. We're already seeing this truth um, now coming into this space where we looked and we saw that this word dwell and dwelling was not necessarily what we um, associated with the word home, but here truth is coming in and unmasking um, what that dwell is, and having this word bound. Um, yeah, it's like changing the definition. That's cool. That's very cool. All right, so then all of this together, together forever we are, is 87 plus 56, which equals 143. And that takes us to an 8. So that's the history. So it's also that vibration of Saturn that we were talking about, where 8 is the vibration of um, karma, but it's also the remembering of history. So, like the saying of remember where you come from. That's what this title is actually um, giving and saying, like, look, remember where you come from, remember the history, so that we can repeat the good positive parts that have created the reality that we have wanted and intended, but also remember where mistakes were made and take responsibility for that, so that history in that negative way does not repeat itself. Wow, good one. Thank you, Josh. All right. So that's what we have for tonight. I will get our next form ready to go for next week. Our next word is nation. So we've kind of built out and then we will build back in. So next week, we're going to look at the vibrations of the word nation. And I think that is a really good follow up to home, because we looked at the origins and how that related. So, yeah, good follow up. Thank you all so much for being here. This was another great conversation. And thank you for adding your words in there. Let me do our closing statement here, and I'll send you along your merry way for the night. All right, here we go. Please apply the vibrational healing you take with you, and come back soon for another healing dose. Always remember, I see you, I hear you, I feel you. You are love, you are healing, you are whole. Thank you so much. I appreciate you also. Oh, thank you, Josh. Thank you for the bits. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful night. And I'll see you tomorrow or later today. Have a good work day, Josh. See you soon. Thanks, everybody.